Welcome all of you. Good morning, children. Today we are going to deliver about the nature, about the structure, about the property of matter in our surroundings. In previous class, I have discussed the things. You know, two types of things, living things and non-living things. In previous class, I have discussed briefly about the living things and also non-living things. Now we want to discuss things, how to form, how to make. In previous class, I have discussed the things is, a thing is made up of five basic constituents, which are Chitijal Pavak, Gagan Samira, Pancharajtiya Adham Samira. You know about. And also according to Maharishi Kanad, everything is block of very small particle which is called Anu. And further, he also suggested every Anu is made up of two or more teeny particles which are known as Parmanu. These concepts are on the basis of Indian philosophers. But now we want to discuss the Western philosophers. According to Western philosophers, some philosophers said about the things is made up of matter, and also scientists, philosophers have been eager to know how matter is formed. So some philosophers, some scientists said about matter is block of wood. Some suggested, and some said that sheet of glass. Some said like the matter is just like the particles of sand. These are the concept about the matter. But after a very long time, philosophers, scientists conclude that matter is made up of very small particles, teeny particles, which are either molecules or atom. It means in whole universe, if you think stars, then easily we can say that star is also made up of very small particles, which are either molecules or atoms. Planets, Earth, and also the things of the Earth are made up of very small particles, either molecules or atom. Now children, here we want to discuss how to see that matter is made up of very small particles which are either molecules or atoms. When very few amount, suppose 2 or 3 ml of Dettol is added in water of volume 50 ml and stirred with the rod. After some times, we take 10 ml solution of water and Dettol, and then we smell. Oh, we say that in this solution, Dettol is present. It means what? You take only 2 or 3 ml of Dettol and add 500 ml of water, and then from the solution of Dettol and also water. But we take only 10 ml, 25 ml of solutions, and also the smell of Dettol present in that solution. So we can say that Dettol is also made of very small particles, either molecules or atoms. Here, matter is made up of sheet of glass, according to some philosophers. If we throw the sheet of glass on the surface of the stones, then we observe the sheet of glass are broken into very small pieces. It indicates that every matter is made up of very small particles, which are either molecules or atoms. Now, before this class, I have also discussed that matter is what? Anything which has mass and occupies space. If thing has mass, then also it has weight and also occupies the space. Before this class I have discussed. Now also here, anything which has mass and occupies space is called what? Matter. Is called matter. Yesterday I have discussed about orally. Now here, anything which has mass and occupied space is called what? Matter. Now we want to conclude about the structure of matter. It is the latest information. Every matter is made up of very small particles, which are either molecule or atoms. Ganga sir is also thing which is made up of very small particle. If you say you know about in biology, living thing is made up of cells. You know about any building is made up of very small structural unit is what? The block of bricks. You know about. Similarly, brick is also thin because it has mass, occupies space. So brick is made up of matter. A matter has mass and also it has tendency to occupy the space. That means matter has volume. Now we want to discuss the positions of particles in matter. The position of particles in matters. You have learned that matter is made up of very small particles, either molecules or atoms. Now we want to discuss about the position of small particles which are static or in motion. We have to know that the position of the particles. If you take agarbatti, you know agarbatti, and also its English name is incense stick, you know about. If we incense stick is placed in one corner of the room, and we will want to give, we will have to smell the agarbatti, then we will go near the agarbatti, then we will get a smell of agarbatti. If lighted the agarbatti, then we will get a smell far from the lighted agarbatti. It means it is clear that the particles of matter are in motion. The particles of matter are moving continuously, but never think the particles of matter are moving same in all matter. The positions of the particles of different matters, the position of particles of different matters are different. Some of the particles of matter are moving fastly, some of the particles of matter are moving slowly, but some of the particles of matter oscillate. It means what? Vibrate. In solid, if you think about the chalk, the particles of chalk oscillate. The particles of chalk oscillate their mean position. Never we can say that the particles of chalk are moving from one place to another place. Also, the particles of common salt oscillates on their mean positions. Never we can say that the particles of common salt are moving from one place to another place. So it is clear the particles of a matter are moving continuously. Never we will think the particles of matter are static. So now we want to conclude the position of the particles of matter is what? The particles of matter are continuously moving, but different particles of different matters are moving in different motions. Now we want to stop the topic because after this we have to discuss about the next topic. Cabinet